She's not your daughter. My husband said so. I stopped paying for everything. I raised her for years, but when he used my love to insult me, I decided to show him what life looks like without my bank account. I stood in the doorway of the nursery, clutching a designer dress I'd just bought for Lily's 3rd birthday. It was silk, hand-stitched. It cost more than my first car, but that didn't matter to me. Nothing mattered more than Lily. I wasn't her biological mother. Her real mom, my husband Jason's ex, had walked out when Lily was just 6 months old. I had stepped in. I was the one who did the 3M feedings. I was the one who sat in the when her fever wouldn't break. I was the one who paid for the private preschool, the organic meals, and the mortgage on the house we all lived in. I was a high-level corporate attorney. Jason, he was a freelance consultant. That's a fancy way of saying he hadn't contributed a cent to our lifestyle in 2 years. I walked into the kitchen, smiling, ready to show Jason the dress. Look at this, I beamed. She's going to look like a little angel at the party. Jason didn't even look up from his laptop. Another dress, Claire? Don't you think you're overcompensating? I froze. Overcompensating for what? For the fact that you're trying to buy her love, he said. His voice was cold, like a winter wind cutting through a thin coat. Jason, I love her. I am her mother in every way that counts. He finally looked up. He gave me a smirk that made my skin crawl. Actually, you aren't, he said. I was looking at the school forms today. You're just a legal guardian. At the end of the day, Claire, she's not your daughter. Stop acting like you have a say in how she's raised. The silence that followed was heavy, like the floor had opened up beneath me. What did you just say? I whispered. You heard me, he snapped. You're the bank. That's it. You provide the house and the food, but emotionally, you're a stranger playing dress up, so back off. I felt a tear slip down my cheek, but it wasn't a tear of sadness. It was a tear of pure, blinding realization. I realized that Jason didn't see me as a partner. He didn't even see me as a mother to his child. He saw me as an atom with a pulse. I thought that was the worst part, but I was wrong, because what I found in his browser history later that night changed everything. I couldn't sleep. His words were echoing in my head. She's not your daughter. I went to the kitchen to get some water and saw his laptop was still open on the counter. I know I shouldn't have looked, but my gut was screaming at me. I opened his email. There was a thread at the top from a woman named Vanessa, Lily's biological mother. The payments are hitting my account every month, Jason. Thanks for keeping Claire in the dark. As long as she keeps paying the tuition to that fake school account, I won't sue for custody. Tell her I love her. I felt like I was going to throw up. The private preschool I thought Lily was attending, it didn't exist. Jason had set up a dummy account. Every month for over a year, I had been wiring $5,000 directly to the woman who abandoned her child. My husband was using my love for Lily to pay off his ex-wife, and he had the audacity to tell me I wasn't her mother. I felt a cold, sharp clarity wash over me. I didn't scream. I didn't wake him up. I went into my home office, opened my laptop, and began to work, not on a case for a client, but on my own life. The next morning, I was gone before the sun came up. I didn't leave a note. I didn't send a text. I just went to the bank. I'd like to close the joint account, I told the teller, and I need to stop all recurring wires to the Oakwood Academy account. Then, I called my realtor. The house was in my name. Only my name. List it, I said. Today. Cash buyers only. I thought Jason would be confused. I thought he would call me, begging for an explanation. But that wasn't the real secret. The real secret was that Jason hadn't just been stealing my money. He had been planning to leave. I found a folder in his desk labeled relocation. He had already signed a lease on an apartment in Florida. He was planning to take Lily and use my child support to live a life with Vanessa. He was going to steal the only thing I loved. But he forgot one very important thing. I am a lawyer, and I am very good at what I do. I waited until Friday. Jason was sitting on the couch, watching TV, probably wondering why his credit card had been declined at lunch. The front door opened. It wasn't me. It was 2 men in suits. Jason Miller, one of them asked. Yeah, who are you? We're here to oversee the vacation of the premises. The house has been sold. Jason laughed. You're crazy. My wife owns this house. Actually, I said, stepping in behind them. I owned this house. Now a holding company owns it, and you have exactly 1 hour to get your things. Jason stood up, his face turning a dark shade of red. You can't do this, Claire. Where is Lily supposed to go? Lily is already with her grandmother, I said. And don't worry about her. I've already contacted the authorities regarding the $5,000 a month you've been embezzling through a fraudulent school account. His eyes went wide. The color drained from his face. Claire, wait, I can explain. Explain what? I asked. That I'm not her mother. You're right, Jason. Legally, I wasn't. But you see, when I found out you were paying Vanessa to stay away, I reached out to her myself. You what? I told her about the embezzlement charges I was filing against you. I told her she could either go to prison as your co-conspirator or she could sign over her parental parental rights to me. In exchange for my silence, I pulled a document out of my bag. It was signed, notarized. She chose her freedom over you, Jason, just like she did 3 years ago. I leaned in close, my voice a whisper. She is my daughter now, legally, emotionally, completely. I watched as the men began to carry his TV out the door. I watched as he realized that the bank wasn't just closed, it had bought him out. What happened next shocked everyone. Jason tried to sue. He tried to claim I had coerced Vanessa. But when the judge saw the records of the fake school and the photos of Jason at a casino on the days he was supposed to be consulting, the case was thrown out in 10 minutes. I moved Lily and me to a new city, a place where the air was warmer and the memories didn't hurt. I thought I would feel guilty, I thought I would miss him. But as I watched Lily run across the grass in her new backyard, I realized something. Family isn't about whose blood is in your veins, it's about who is willing to fight for you when the world goes dark. And that's when everything changed. Jason is currently working at a fast food joint to pay back the tuition money he owes me. And me, I'm no longer just a legal guardian. I'm a mom, and I'm the one who decides exactly what my daughter's future looks like. Powerful final ending line. He thought he could use my heart against me, but he forgot that a mother's love is the most dangerous weapon in the world when it's backed by a law degree. Real family is earned, not just born. Have you ever had someone try to tell you that your love didn't count because you weren't biological? Tell me your story in the comments, and if you're a parent who fought for their child, hit that subscribe button. You aren't alone.